Journal entry, 19th of the month of September, in the year of our Lord 1072. For a year we have been travelling, first across the seas to evade the plagues of the northern lands, and then along the desert coast of foreign shores. We have been guests of the Sultan, experienced customs, sights and flavours I would have never dreamt of. Yet I long to move. There is little work for the likes of us in these regions. Kalonymus seems restless, and many of my followers are ill at ease in these unfamiliar lands. Richard complains about the heat, and while I know Thibault to be a man of compassion, he clearly disapproves of the heathen ways in these parts. Thus, after conferring with my most trusted advisors, I have decided to make haste towards the east. We shall see the splendor and wonders of the Fatimid Sultanate, and then, plagues be damned, will attempt for the holy city of Jerusalem. I have heard troubling news from home that the English under the vile King William have invaded, and must by this day surely be at the gates of Paris. While there is little a man such as myself can hope to accomplish, it fills me with a desire to see my home shores again soon. While the local mayor has offered us to perform in a play as a knight of foreign origin, there is no coin on the table, and the time it probably would take to set everything up and prepare would just delay us even further. So instead, we'll be making our way east, all the way towards the core of the Fatimid Empire. That is our first goal. The region of Gizeh and the wonders that we might see there. We have made our way to the castle in Tripoli, and after yet another round of sparring with Richard, I can finally say that we both agree that what the master back in the Papal lands had shown us, I have come to master as well. So I shall be calling myself a Blade Master from here on out, which is, yes, another plus three prowess on my part. So I am relatively certain of my skills at this point. After conferring with the locals in Tripoli, we have decided that the route on land through the tribal areas of the northern continent are too perilous, and going through the desert is going to take us significantly longer than embarking on a ship, because there are only small tribal areas from here on out. So we shall make our way towards the Nile Delta and the Lighthouse of Alexandria, once again at sea, and we shall start to move our camp. So back on a boat, but just before we can make our way out, it looks like Takulf has met a local woman that he might not be able to live without. He has met the most stunning woman in Tripolitana. Our family will not let us marry without me paying a sizable dowry. Please help me. Yes, he has met a very nice local lady that he wishes to be betrothed to. Catholicism be damned. He's a very pragmatic Franconian. Yes, I could pay for the dowry, but then again, Takulf can clearly pay that himself. So why he should ask me for to do that for him? I think he can pay that coin out of his own pocket, and with that we have gained yet another follower on our travels. Adiva, a local Muslim, has joined us as married to Takulf von Nassau. Well, where love falls, we shall not stand in the way, and we will see how increasingly multicultural our little group is getting, and we just have to make sure that everybody's getting along with each other. And we have a stewardship perk available, so we can now get the high stakes bartering option, which is very, very useful from what I understand. So when passing through somewhere, it is dangerous because we will be known to carry a lot of coin. But we can offset that with the palisades and with securing our camp. And we will get gold as we pass through, because simply we will be bartering with the locals as we go. So that's done. I think I'm going to still do two more in the stewardship tree, the camp tax and on the road, and then I'll probably be switching to marshals. So but for now, let's continue our journey along the coast towards the lighthouse. While on the trips towards his ancestral lands, I am trying to repair my relationship with Kalonymus after that fallout that we've had in the desert heat between him and Richard. And we have made landfall, and we shall be at there we go. We are at the lighthouse of Alexandria, and that was a sight to behold. Now, being here, opportunity arises, but first we shall visit the castle. And I don't think I can have a training session with Enguerrand. Nope. Not quite. We would have to pay the local for that, but I think we're good. At this point, I'm good and confident in my abilities. We might need more knights, more in our team at some point that are capable of fighting. But for now, we'll have a listen to the story told by the lovely Zara. And we gained some knowledge and intrigue out of that. Anybody around who piques the interest here? Not quite, really. And we shall have a quick look at supplies and see if we can... nope, the locals are not fooled by my logic, and we're not getting any free supplies here. But there are a few contracts available to us. Settled boundary disputes. These usually go pretty quickly. So I think we can make some quick coin and prestige. Although 17 gold is not an awful lot, but I think we can bring our knowledge to the region and settle some disputes while we travel. And we have at this point, I think, lost contact with people in Europe that still owe us money. We'll get back to that once we make our way over there. But for now, let's settle some disputes, move the camp around as we go, and make our way east towards the holy city of Jerusalem eventually. As we head towards Tirsa, we stop in our tracks for a short break. Some trek the dunes, while others rest in the shade of the caravan. The sun is at its peak, and the heat is oppressive. I watch as Hunigild slowly trogs through the sand, but all of a sudden he falls to his knees, clutching his leg. He has been bitten by a tiger snake. Eventually the serpent releases its fangs from his flesh, but it is clear that the venom is taking its toll. I think, Sophie. I'll let Sophie handle this. I could try it myself, but honestly, Sophie is the doctor in the camp. So she has taken care of that. And we have made our way safely to Tirsa, where we shall be settling a boundary dispute by the local lord is having. What do we need to resolve this? They need their walls strengthened. I could leave Thierry behind to do that, but I think we'll just put our backs into it. That gets us 300 provisions, a little bit of gold, and some recognition, because our prestige needs to increase. We shall be widely known as Knights of Renown, after all. So we'll get that done. A few followers from the Lions, the Lion de Beauvais, that's our group, and we have repaired the defenses, another happy patron, and we can make our way towards the next stop. In fact, we can probably just do. Do we need to? Where do we need to stop by here? Let's see. I think we want to move to Gizeh and then to Cairo, and then from there eastwards towards Jerusalem. Probably pass by a few points of interest here, but In that regard, we can just do the we can just travel there to accept it. Actually, we're going the same way anyway. So okay, oh, because that's where the bridge is. All right, so we shall then let's have a quick look at the local place. Though this is just craftsman, and so we've tried for free supplies, so we're done here. Okay, let's travel to Cairo, to the holy city. We will be using our forward scouts, which has been enabled by the palisades to mitigate much of the danger of moving across the lands. And we have visited the pyramids, and we have made our way to the capital of the Sultanate of Egypt. And we have visited the Al-Azhar University, which has given us some stewardship lifestyle as well. So we're making our way relatively rapidly at this point through the various trees. We do not necessarily wish to conduct a diplomacy scheme, but since we are here, we can quickly settle the boundary dispute in the area. Let's see what they need from us. And we don't have to move the whole camp south, and then we'll return up there. Thibault, I think, given that this is it's a legal case, Thibault is the most experienced here, so we shall let him handle that. And it has been a success. We've gained some more supplies, starting to slowly restock our wagons, and we're making our way back to the capital, where we have arrived. And we can have a quick look and see what's in the Cairo castle. And I'm practicing with Gerhard the Evil today. How about you, Gerhard? 15 experience again. And we are making our way towards I think we are now we're making a way towards, I think it's called the Legendary Blade Master at some point. So that'll be another 6 prowess. We are definitely in the prime of our fighting power here. 284 coin. Can have a look if we can find somebody. No, they are not very good at fighting at all. We'll have a quick look in the local places. There is a witch who is rather shrewd, but quite well learned. However, I do not feel that she would necessarily be needed in our camp right now. There are a few women in the local tavern looking around, but they're somewhat on the older side. So again, not really somebody we would want on an arduous travel. I think supplies. No, supplies is still out of the question. Let's have a quick look. Intrigue treasure map. Not really interested. So let's head back. And I think from here on out we can try to gather some provisions, because we are running a little low. So let's see what we can do. We could. I can go myself and have a relatively good chance to get something. We could get with some snares, but that's not really happened. We don't have. Or we can send Thibault, but I think Thibault is not particularly. It's not going to be particularly well suited towards bringing much in these foreign lands. So I think I shall go myself and simply forage for local fare. And we have brought much food, which is good, because that means we can start moving. Towards the holy city of Jerusalem, and I think we are going to take a bit of a detour, however. So let's see. We can pass the St. Catherine's Monastery. That might be worth it, and then we go past the Baida Petra, and then make our way towards Jerusalem, rather than going along the coastline. So let's see what that looks like. It's fraught with danger, and obviously there is a plague in the desert mountains. So before we move, let's have a quick look at the plagues again. Plagues are relatively contained at this point, so I think, okay, we'll probably skip the southern leg though. We don't necessarily need to go through plagued mountains. Instead, we shall take a slight detour, but along the northern route, and pass through here, loop back, and then make our way towards Jerusalem. I think that's manageable. The highest danger is east of Egypt, but there's not an awful lot we could do about it. However, we can now employ the high-stakes bartering option. Problem, of course, is that this makes the traveling significantly more dangerous. So I think we'll reserve that for terrain that is less perilous. And we'll just simply move our camp. We have... I think the next thing we're going to be doing is upgrading the pavilion one more, because I'm not sure what what else we would urgently need, and getting the pavilion up unlocks another slot. So pavilion level 3 needs 350 gold, which we do not have yet, so we shall be just simply making our way there. Through the rather dangerous coastal lands towards the holy city of Jerusalem. The campfire crackles, illuminating a figure entering our circle. He moves with vigor, despite the lateness of the hour, hand wrapped around the walking stick. Those standing guard are already intercepting, but I wave them away. Do you have a place for a man of Allah? He smiles at me, hopefully, dirty clothes rustling in the stiff breeze. A wandering priest. A priest may be, but not a priest of Catholic faith, that much I can tell. A few of my fellow believers shuffle their feet uncomfortably as they make the same realization. Well, we are. We are in slightly different lands here. We could try to convince him to join our camp, but he is delicate. He's already coming in at age, and I think Brother Thibault and him would have many disagreements. So I think we'll just have him. We will just have, and yeah, his opinion of us is not particularly great either, given that he is rather zealous himself. So no, we'll just have him tell us some stories that give us some wandering experience. But the night is still young, so morning brings a report that a man-eating beast has struck again. Another life vanished without a trace, save the slight drag marks and a few flecks of blood where the nimble creature disabled its prey. The sentries can't get a look at the damn thing. Whatever it is, it's got a taste for us and seems smart enough to follow us during the day or early evenings. I cast my eyes to the dune sea surrounding us. It looks so open, but a crafty nighttime terror can swim through it as easily as a shark through the waves. Watching, waiting, hunger slowly building for its evening meal. We could tighten the watch, or I am simply going out and I'm going to attack it. And yes, that is exactly what I shall be doing. Because nothing attacks my camp and gets away with it. It is a lion. We can't afford to wait another night to outrun the thing. Gathering my hunting party, I intend to end this and to do so this very morning. The beast's tracks are barely perceptible, though they seem to be feline. After nearly an hour, we reach the base of a tall dune where the footprints simply seem to vanish. A thunderous roar from behind prompts us all to wheel around, where a single sizable lion, stubby snout still covered in the evening's viscera, pants with obvious hunger. The creature its trap span breaks into a sprint. Alright, we could get Thibault to start shooting at it, and everybody else, or we could circle around it, or I can simply challenge it to a direct confrontation. And I am at this point comfortable of my prowess and my skills. I wear my armor, I heft my trusty battle axe, and have at the beast. So the beast dies 300 prestige. That is rather impressive and gets us further towards the illustrious level of fame. But our journey to Jerusalem has unfortunately brought us directly through the wastelands of Warada, We were not prepared to undertake this long stretch without a single source of water, and many of my companions have begun to look as awful as dried parsnips. We can tell Gerhard to stop drinking that much, or we can simply move on. I think I am not putting Gerhard out here. He is my friend after all. He would get severe prolonged dehydration out of that by us telling him to stop drinking water for the sake of everybody else. No, we are not sacrificing one of our own. We shall gain the dehydrated trait, but we must push on. So this is unfortunate. We have a negative health trait now, but such is the danger when you are pushing through the desert towards the holy city of Jerusalem. There is some fighting going on in the north of Jerusalem, but we have made our way without any further incident to the holy city at this point and have managed to reach Jerusalem. We have visited the Dome of the Rock, and I think our traveling experience, our traveling experience is definitely getting up there. So we're almost an experienced wanderer at this point. After exploring the holy city, it is time that we settle in and make some coin once more. There are a few contracts available to create works of learning, but I think that might probably be taking quite a bit of time. So instead, and while I am somewhat excelling at this point in knowledge, I think stewardship contracts would still be slightly more my forte. Yes. So we've got boundary disputes to settle. Let's see if we can get these sorted. And we can once again mitigate the local dangers with forward scouts, but the high stake we can go with high stakes bartering. It does increase the danger a little, but I think it's doable, and it nets us some additional coin on the way there. So as we pass through the lands, we trade with the locals, and we actually pick up some money as we go, which is great. There's some scandals and some discussions about how land should be split, and we can leave Farah behind, or I can simply put my mind to it and solve it. I think that's the better option than going with the stewardship challenge. So we'll simply go through it. Another happy patron, and we will be returning, and we'll see if we can pick up some more coin on the way back. But I think we have already traded everything that was available. So let's do the same thing again for the other boundary dispute in the lands to the east. Sweating under the everlasting sun, Richard has stopped bathing. Stopped even making an attempt to clean himself. A fact that I am brutally confronted with when several of my followers beg me to deal with him. It's not laziness, it's a drive for efficiency. I can do more work if I spend less time wiping away the sweat of the road. He is mad or a fool. This goes too far. I believe we could just simply ride far ahead, but that would literally get everybody. Well, everybody is already disgusted with Richard. We could upset him by disciplining him, but I believe that it is a matter of hygiene as well, and especially his wife probably would have a word or two with the whole thing. So no, the laziness goes too far. That shall not pass. Right, let's see that we can resolve this. And we might actually, I don't think I can, I can't take another 60 stress. So we'll just have to see if our stewardship is good enough for this one. And it has been a success. So yet another happy patron. Our stocks are full. So are our coffers. which means we can begin. That would put us quite behind, but yeah, I think we've got the coin. Let's return to Jerusalem, and then we'll see if we spend the coin on upgrading the camp. All right, a quick look at the castle, and then we have a potential transport contract. But I think from here on out, what is the overall plague situation in Europe? It has abated. So I believe from here on out, we can make our way either by land through Byzantium, which was probably quite useful, or and then we'll move back to the northern lands, because as I mentioned, the English have occupied parts of northern France, and while they are plagued themselves, that of course is rousing some patriotic sentiment. Indeed, the transport contract would have brought us further east into the Arabian desert, where we do not wish to necessarily go. That's the wrong direction. So instead, we'll start the process of upgrading the camp pavilion to level 3, and then we make our way towards Constantinople. I believe that's a worthy stop on our return journey towards Europe, and we shall see what these lands are all about, because creating works of learning is not necessarily suitable for a knight. There's a lot of conflict going on north of the Holy City, so instead we will take the sea route and then make our way through the famous Byzantine Empire. And once again, we will embark on a journey by sea, and then we'll make a stop in Aleppo for a famous site that Kalonymus recommended, and then we'll move by land. Our first stop is going to be the Barony of Tiana, where I believe there is something interesting to see. And but in the meantime, we have trouble. The sun is high over the camel farm in Kinasrin, and I seek shade beneath the protective hides strung over certain areas of the farm. A sudden grunt startles me, and I turn around. Next to me, one of the magnificent beasts had the same idea and cozies up in the shade. I lean over to pat its elongated head, and the animal in one swift motion slams me across the forehead and spits on my cheek. Well, it is a camel. One does not simply. When I regain my bearings, I see its owner standing only about 20 paces away, mortified. We could get... we could tell him off, and that make the local sheikh rather unhappy with us. We could decapitate. We could decapitate the camel and take its head, or we can simply ignore the affront. But I believe I think decapitating goes a little far, but we shall gain some. We shall gain some. Instill some fear in the locals. We have visited the citadel of Aleppo, and we are making our way north. Meanwhile, Sophie and Jeanne, the wife of Gerhard the Evil, have been getting along just fine. So I won't be getting involved in that. But it's great that the two of them are getting along with each other, and our path takes us by a sizable camp of Turkic travelers. After all, we are now in the Byzantine Empire, close to the Seljuk Empire, actually at the border. The group amicably gestures us over to join them. It looks like hospitality is big here. A tough-looking man stirs a thick white liquid in a pot. He pours some of it into a small bowl and hands it over to me. It is great for the bowels. Another two eye me and whisper to each other in their own language, just audibly enough for me to hear them. But I don't understand this strange speech. So we could hire him simply. He knows his way around with a blade, but I don't have 75 gold, and that means we would have to go into debt. He is relatively capable, however. So he is brave and definitely knows his ways. Alternatively, I can either be sedated and robbed, or I could improve the cultural acceptance between, or we could decrease that and just rebuff the men. Honestly, I'm thinking we can make the coin back, but he is pretty skilled actually. So only Richard, so he'd be second only after Richard in skill, and I could use another to wield a blade when it comes to it. Plus, he knows his way around organizing troops as well, and we can learn the local language for what good it will do us. However, I'm just gonna go nah. We're already a very mixed camp, and people from different cultures that don't get along with each other very well tend to have problems. So I think since we'll be making our way back, he will be in very foreign lands. So I shall simply go with the coin toss. And it was indeed delicious. So that's great. But our calls echo in deserted village lanes, plaintively seeking even a murmur, even a bleat of welcome. The wind alone answers. Huddled in some hole, some tunnel, some hilltop hiding place, muttered my companions. These people learned long ago to weather hard times by making themselves scarce, and it seems they mistook us for a raiding party. We shall, of course, not loot the houses. We could see if all of this is going to cause us stress, which we're going to have to do something about it. We're definitely going to be looting anything. We can talk to the locals, which would give us an Anatolian wilderness guide for a year, which would be pretty good. And we would be getting a local Antimos, who is useless who is a peasant leader, but useless at everything. So I'm not particularly keen on that. Instead, we'll just enjoy the quiet while we are moving forward. And we've almost reached our first goal, where we can restock a few provisions. And we visited the Cilician gates. We struggle through the Guardian passes, the craggy defiles between Asia and Europe. Above, in wind-racked heights among stones, Greek eyes watch us. It's said these wardens of the Cilician gates, in their high forts, once defended against the flood of despoiling heathens. Now they keep a vigil against raiding nomads and petty robbers, although some say they are little better than brigands themselves. Still, here a few common conscripts in scrubby little forts safeguard an empire. All right, we have reached our goal, and we have potentially a few works to complete. We're not going to be murdering anybody, but let's have a quick look at the local castle holding. And we'll see what else is going on. Then we'll make our way further towards Byzantium. We'll have another session with Richard. And we are getting reasonably close. Yeah, I'm getting reasonably close to my goal of the ultimate skill with the blade. We don't really have money to hire anybody, but there's another. Well, she's not a witch, but yeah, don't really need any more. Let's listen to a story. I could get I can't really get some stress off, but we get 1 point of diplomacy out of it. And anybody out here who we could use as a knight, not a 70-year-old man, no, not really. 47, she's a bit too old as well, and yeah, she'll be yet from yet another foreign culture. So no, we'll leave the woman be. Let's have a quick look at supplies, and we gain some more provisions. That's good. Anything that there are Justicar contracts. These we need, because going for the Knight of the Heart, I need to have 10 of these done. So at some point I will need some more of these. May as well pick them up since we're here. All right, so we've got a few things to do. We've got another boundary dispute. We've got a hired muscle and a protection of the innocent. So we might as well do a few of these since we're here, and then we'll continue our work towards the capital of the Byzantine Empire, and then back to the lands of our fathers. And we're back after yet another successful arbitration. Kalonymos has been swayed, which means I can probably move on, to Adiva, who's the lady that Takulv has been falling for. But I think the mood in general in the camp at this point is really rather positive. So if we look at, we've got a very steadfast temperament in the camp. And with that, since I might as well get to know her a little bit better, and see what she's all about. And in the meantime, we'll see if we can, if we can do one or two of the schemes here to make our way further towards the overall knowledge and understanding of our glory as a knight. And as we make our way towards the contract, we have another stewardship perk. So I did say I was going to get the camp tax. This is actually quite interesting, but I would need to go down both of these trees, so that's a fair amount. Instead, I think camp tax and on the road is the two I'm going to pick up, and then we might switch to martial because I do want to start getting into the gallant tree. That's obviously, as a knight, is something that we need now that we know our way around the blade and have good equipment. But let's spend some time to get the to protect the innocent in the local lands in the Byzantine Empire. And by now, I think, Sophie has been adopted by a cat. No. By now, our team is very much capable of getting this kind of activity done in a safe and sound manner. So I think once we have reached 5 days, there we go. We have 100% success chance, and we do get the exceptional success out of it, which is great. 65 gold, plus we can probably, no, we can't actually ask for additional coin. That is unfortunate, but such is life sometimes. So we do make coin on the way back, but the mountains, there is some danger as we cross. 1 foot after another, I slowly move forward on a narrow mountain trail. Suddenly, I hear a rumble and a quickly silenced scream. Shocked by the commotion, I whip around. Instead of Adiva walking behind me, there is only an equally befuddled and tired face of Richard standing in front of freshly turned rocks. The only response is a faint whistling of the wind. We can attempt a mountain rescue, or we shall pray for her loss. I think poor Takulv, she is even pregnant. No, we shall definitely try to rescue her. Despite of our best efforts, Adiva was not found. Richard has been wounded and she has perished. That, of course, will leave our poor friend Takulv heartbroken. His pregnant wife, fell from a mountain trail. We are returning with deep regret through once again a quiet Anatolian village towards our camp, and we have been more than reminded that our exuberance and with all our exuberance and prowess at traveling foreign lands, there are dangers that can simply not be avoided. She shall be missed by all, and we will console Takulv, who has not just lost his wife, but also his unborn child.